Hey everybody, I'm Julie Birchfield, and I'm excited to be with you today to share with you our next installment in our B series. What's the word today? I'm so glad you asked. It's be inquisitive. Be inquisitive. So it's a fancy way of saying ask questions. So, a lot of us struggle from time to time with this question or that question, and maybe we feel a certain kind of way about I shouldn't ask this question or that question. But what I want to make sure that you know today, I want to share with you today, is that God is prepared to answer all of our questions. God is big enough to answer every question that we have on our heart and mind. No question is too big for him. He is the author and the inventor of all things. So we can bring all questions to him. So why should we ask questions of God? Asking questions brings us closer to God. It creates an intimacy between us and God when we bring these things to him that only he can answer. So what does the word say about this? Great question. Let's go to the word. Proverbs 2:6 says, "For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding," right? That's a great verse. It comes knowledge and understanding, right? Because we've heard knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Understanding is knowing that it doesn't go in a fruit salad. So I want to encourage you today to continue to bring your questions to God so that you can grow in intimacy with him and with Christ Jesus. All right, point 2, asking questions draws us closer to each other. So guys, we're in a period of social unrest that I don't think we've ever experienced before in this country. And I want to encourage you to ask questions of people that may not look like you, that may have a different background or come from different situations that you come from. And it's only by being authentic and coming to people and saying, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how you're feeling, but I want to know. I want to empathize with you. I want to be in this space with you. And so I encourage you to have these real authentic conversations with people so that we can learn to minister to each other, so we can walk with our brothers and our sisters and truly understand what's going on, because only when we have these frank, authentic conversations can we move forward together and truly understand how we're all going to relate to each other as the church. And I also would say, question your sources of input. We really need to evaluate what we're bringing into our life. Is this a message? Is this helpful or is it hurtful? Is the message that I'm putting out, is it helpful or is it hurtful? So we all want to come to a space where we better understand each other and we're sharing our feelings with each other. And it's okay. We don't have all the answers. And again, I go back. We ask God, we ask each other. And by doing this, we all create an intimacy amongst each other where we can support our group, our church, our family, and our community. So what does the word say about asking questions of each other and gaining knowledge in that respect? James 3:17 says, "But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere." If God is going to reveal something to us about our brothers and sisters, it's going to be in a space where we are peace-loving and we are authentic and we are sincere. And number 3, ask yourselves questions. Come to a place of personal growth where you can really examine yourself, examine your heart, and find out, why do I think the way that I think? Is this a biblical principle or is this a tradition that I've just been a part of over and over again? These are the types of questions that we asked ourselves when we started the Be the Church movement. Why do we have to sit in a pew? Why do we have to come to a building once a week? Why do we have to do it this way? Why can't we do it that way? In case you haven't wondered, Y is my favorite letter of the alphabet. So we ask these questions and we really peel the onion within ourselves and find out, is this how I want to live my life? How can I be authentic? How can I live my authentic Christian life so that I support others, encourage others, and don't turn other people off to the faith? All right, let's go back to the word and see what God says about examining yourself. So Psalm 139, 23 and 24 says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any grievous way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." So this is something you can do in your quiet time, in your prayer time with God, where you're really reflecting and you're asking God to show you the things that you may need to make changes in your life. All right, guys, so I'm going to close this segment by just again reminding you to be inquisitive, ask those questions, ask more questions than a toddler geeked up on Kool-Aid. Ask all the questions that you have. God can handle it. your friends can handle it, and I hope you yourself can handle it. And hey, drop your question in a chat. Like, don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Put it in there. We're all going to look at each other with respect and kindness. And if we have some answers for you, we'll share them with you. If we don't, we're going to point you to some other resources that you might find useful. Otherwise, we'll just all learn together. So thank you so much for joining us today.